did the sweat chloride test, and it came back that she had cystic fibrosis. And when the doctor told us, I slammed both my fists on the desk and I said, I was right! And then I very quickly realized that this is not something that I want to be right about.
Every time you do it, you see your baby struggle, but what you gonna do? You're gonna stop doing it, or you're gonna keep doing it to keep her alive?
There's 19 people with cystic fibrosis in Thailand.
We do want to help those people to get the best, because every life matter, every life is value,
So if you have vest apparatus that you don't need, like a vest garment machine, if you can send
CFS Worldwide,
you will get it to them, and you'll be their angel.
My name is Joshua Bowder. My wife and I live in Chiang Mai, Thailand. I'm an American, she's Thai. We have a children's home that we have been running for about 3 years, where we have 8 kids, and we have our one daughter, Evangeline, who is 2 years old with cystic fibrosis. When Evangeline was born, we were very happy. We thought we had a healthy, happy baby. And about 15 minutes into it, the doc calls us in and he says, she has hip dysplasia. And I was very scared when the doctor called me in. And then after that, when he told me hip dysplasia, I was like, oh, that's not a big problem. We can deal with that. We can work with that. So she was in a brace for the first 6 months of her life, and then she started coughing. And in Chiang Mai, we have a very bad smoke season. And so we were attributing it to smoke season, and we decided to get air purifiers in our house. And
when she hit to 6 months, she got pneumonia so bad, and she had to stay in the hospital for 2 weeks. And she was very sick in those times. And since those times, her weight barely gained until 3 months ago. Yeah, it's been very hard to see your baby struggle,
We ran through the whole slew of tests, from TB to rare diseases and all this stuff, and we were searching for a year, going to the doctor, trying to figure out her cough, trying to figure out why she's not getting better from pneumonia, why is she still having all these symptoms. Even though she didn't have severe pneumonia, she still had many symptoms, including a recurring cough. And I have an estranged father, and I talked to him, and he ended up telling me that someone in our family had cystic fibrosis. And so I started looking at cystic fibrosis, looking at all the symptoms. So I started taking it to the doctor, and the doctor was very adamant that she's Asian, she does not have cystic fibrosis. And so we kept going with the tests and trying to figure it out, and we got to the point that cystic fibrosis, we need to check that box off. And they did the sweat chloride test, and it came back that she had cystic fibrosis. And when the doctor told us, I went, ah! I slammed both my fists on the desk and I said, I was right! And then I very quickly realized that this is not something that I want to be right about. So when my daughter was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, my mind went straight to, okay, I need to become a scientist. I need to know more about this disease than anybody else. And so I started Googling, I started studying, I started reading papers, and just started learning all about this disease and how I can best take care of my daughter. And I felt like my wife wasn't doing that.
After we found out that she had CF, I was shocked. I don't know what to do. At first, I didn't think CF was that bad, because maybe she can get here. It's just a lung problem. I don't really know. We don't really have information about CF that much in Thai, so I think maybe we can heal her. The doctor can help.
And so I decided I'm going to Google the information in Thai. So I started Googling, and there is no information in Thai. I found 5 Feet Apart, the movie, translated into Thai, and then I found a news clip of a boy who actually died last year, who is 13 with cystic fibrosis, and there was a 7-minute clip on the news of them trying to raise money to send him to America because there was no one to help him in Thailand. And I showed that to my wife, and my wife just starts crying. There is no hope. She's going to end up just like him.
After I found out from my husband, and he said that this is a very serious disease, and no medicine can heal her.
The dream for my daughter is just for her to have a happy, healthy childhood. That's all I want for her. We haven't had a happy, healthy baby, and I want to have a happy, healthy child. That's my goal, that's my dream. Once we get past that, I can create bigger dreams for her, but right now, that's my dream.
Before she was born, I dreamed she's a baby girl, You can go do stuff with your girl. You can go outside, shopping with your girl and all those things. Yeah, it's mommy dream, when you have baby girl. Oh, she's gonna grow up and she's gonna have the family. But right now, it's no. Right now, my dream for her, my hope for her, she alive until she's 30 or even 10, We don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow for her. But my hope is just keep her alive as long as I can. Work everything, do your job and try to keep her alive. That's it.
We're in a rock and a hard place because we want to give the best care to our daughter, but we also have 9 other kids that we can't just abandon. So it's what do we do? Whose life do we value? And if we can't find a doctor who can take care of her, then we have to go to the States. And so it was a real struggle for us trying to find somebody who could do it. And I was able to find a doctor in Thailand who graduated from Sick Kids and was working in a pulmonary clinic that was dealing with cystic fibrosis, and it was her specialty. So it's just been a breath of fresh air to deal with a doctor who actually knows what they're doing with cystic fibrosis.
So right now, I still believe that we have lots of cystic fibrosis patients in Thailand, but maybe undiagnosed because of a little knowledge about cystic fibrosis.
There's a lot of people who have reoccurring pneumonia and a lot of lung problems, but it's never diagnosed as cystic fibrosis.
In Thailand, we have the pediatric pulmonology program, and every pulmonology fellow knows about cystic fibrosis. We teach them. But the thing is, with the pediatric pulmonologist, we may have 100 of us for all the country. So for the small hospital, they may not understand about cystic fibrosis. They don't have the specialists. So we would like to expand the knowledge, and we are trying to do so.
Anybody with cystic fibrosis knows how intense and how time-consuming these treatments are. We wake up at 7 o'clock every morning. Then we start with her nebulization. She nebulizes 2 drugs that take at least 30 minutes apiece. Then we go to our percussion therapy, where we just beat on her chest for 30 minutes. Then after that, we go and we do suction, where we stick tubes down her throat. She cries and screams and just hates it for another 20 to 30 minutes. And then after that, we nebulize antibiotics with her, which is another 20 or 30 minutes. And we do that twice a day if she's in good health. For us, it's been 6 months and she's never been in good health. So we've had to do it 3 times a day.
she struggle a lot, and it's very hard for me every time to do it, you know. You see your baby struggle, but what you gonna do? You're gonna stop doing it, or you're gonna keep doing it to keep her alive? I wish like I can get that pain instead of her. It's so hard to see your baby cry and struggle, and just like sometimes you say, mommy, like tell me to stop. I said, honey, I'm sorry, I can't stop. I have to do it, you know. I have to suction all the milk gas out your lung. I hate to do it too, but I have to do it.
The way we with CF get sick is that mucus accumulates in our lungs. It's very sticky and we can't cough it out. So it sits in the lungs and it grows bacteria, eventually damages the lungs and so forth. The vest is literally a vest. It shakes the torso. It's attached via hose to an air compressor. Shakes us up, loosens the mucus, and allows us to cough it out.
So we see these vests and was like, oh, we need to get one of those. Come to find out, they're super expensive. They're not covered by our health care, and they're $20,000 to buy, brand new. And it's not possible for us. As I started looking on Reddit and Facebook and cystic fibrosis groups, I ran into
CFS Worldwide
and started talking to Rod. And I told him that I wanted to be an advocate for the people in Thailand, and I would love to be able to get them all vests.
CFS
started in
Worldwide.
January of 2020. It began kind of oddly. I received a message from a girl who I'd never heard of before. She asked me if I had CF, and I told her I did. So she then asked me if I had a vest I could give her. And I thought that was ridiculous. I thought, first of all, who is this girl? I don't know who this is, and why would I give a vest to somebody? Those are life-saving devices. They're expensive. Why would anybody give a vest away? So I kind of thought about that for a few minutes. Like, who is this girl anyway? Until I realized I had a transplant. I didn't need the vest anymore that I had, so I can give it to her. So I responded. I said, I'll give the vest to you. So I wound up transferring my vest from Dallas, Texas to her in Chile. Then maybe about 2 weeks later, another person contacted me. He asked me if I lived in the US. I said I did. He asked if I had CF. I told him I did. And he said he also has CF and he needed a vest. Could I get one to him? And I thought there's no way. I thought, again, these vests are hard to come by. They're expensive. They're life-saving. Why would anybody want to give their vest away? But I told him I'll give it a shot. So I put a message out on Facebook. I said, Muhammad in Lebanon is 20 years old. He needs a vest. Can anybody help him? So after about a couple of days, a girl in Ohio told me she had a vest to donate. So I was able to facilitate the transfer from Ohio to Muhammad in Lebanon. And I thought that's kind of weird. I don't believe in coincidences. I thought there must be some reason behind this. As it stands, we've touched 18 CF patients living in 13 countries around the world. The goal for CFS for Life is to be able to expand, to be able to touch all CFers who need a vest in every part of the world.
It's been 6-7 months that I've been trying to get a vest, and we finally were able to get it 3 days ago. We had some trouble with the FDA and customs, and they finally said that the only way that we can get anything brought over is if people fly over, then they can bring one vest and 1 month's supply of Toby. We've done it maybe 10 times on her, and it has just been amazing. We can see it working, and we can see how hard it's shaking her. The first time we did it, we were just amazed at how much mucus that we were getting out of her. And so we're just completely grateful for this vest, and just amazed at how much easier life is with the vest, and sitting her there while she's doing nebulization, and she loves it, and it really is just amazing to me. So right now we're wanting to get the vest for everybody that we can find with cystic fibrosis. I've been reaching out to pulmonologists around Thailand, and I found out that so far with just 3 doctors, there's 19 people with cystic fibrosis in Thailand.
We do want to help those people to get the vest because every life is matter, you know. Every life is value, you know.
they don't have the ability or the finances to be able to afford it, and these pieces of medical equipment are extremely expensive. I would encourage you to donate whatever you can monetarily to
CFS Worldwide.
For those of us with CF in the US, vests are kind of plentiful. We get it through private insurance, public insurance. A lot of us, many of us, have vests. And we either outgrow the vest garments or we're upgraded. Our equipment is upgraded. So if you have vest apparatus that you don't need, like a vest garment machine, if you can send it to
CFS Worldwide.
we'll get it to them, and you'll be their angel. It's a vest is a piece of equipment they can only dream of. You would be making their dreams come true.